So people often ask me what order of paints do I put in my watercolor palette. Well, I want to show you because I've just set up this new studio here and I want to basically start off with a nice clean new palette. So over here I've got a painting that I'm currently working on, which is a sort of baby elephant. And I want to get this, put some finishing touches to this, but here is a palette with all the colours. So just to sort of go through what I would do. Now, it doesn't really matter, but the idea of this palette is that you keep the colours in these outer areas. It's quite a straightforward process. So we've got the 15 colours here all nicely lined up, and I want to pop them in. Now, natural grey is always the most essential colour. I'll pop that in first. I kind of put them in the order of preference. So I want to put some natural grey there. That's a dead cert. And then probably we're going to go for natural blue, because that's quite a common one. So kind of primary colours next, I suppose. So natural blue. And the idea is that you just keep refilling these as you use them. Makes perfect sense. Natural blue. We'll get some yellow light. I want to leave a gap there because I want to contaminate the yellow. I tend to use a lot of yellow light. Natural red, which is so actually primary colours. And if you were just to get 4 colours, that would be the 4 you'd probably go for. But obviously it's so convenient having ready-made colours. We can then move into some of the more exciting colours. I need to go and grab a tube of natural orange. We've got one over here, hiding away. So I'll put the greens in next. So there's 3 greens. There's natural green light, beautiful spring colour. The newer natural green medium. And then you lift and mix your colours, you see. There we are, natural green dark, or just natural green, as it used to be called. So those colours are beautiful. And then we can start to put in the more kind of variations. So we'll get some natural orange here. Will be autumnal colour. Natural sandstone yellow, very useful colour. Some natural violet. I keep that separate to the blue because not so much on the newer version, the 2026 version, but on the older versions they look very similar. So natural violet is quite clearly over this side here. And then we've got the turquoise, beautiful natural seascape turquoise. Really like that colour. We'll take some of that. Then we are going to use some of the skin tones. So we've got skin tone light and skin tone dark. That's skin tone light there. And we're going to grab some skin tone dark. Now I've just noticed I've got no natural brown here. So the only colour that's missing from this little stash is actually natural brown. Now, natural white. Natural white. This is a colour that you don't really want to be using with your palette because you want to use the colour fresh. So basically natural white is a colour that is very much designed to be nice and fresh, nice and light. So that colour I would add as and when you need it. And when it's dry, you can still use it, but it's always better to use it, you know, as of kind of when it's nice and fresh. So the only colour that I've got missing here is going to be natural brown. Let me see if I've got any hanging around the studio here. I should have some somewhere. If not, so basically natural brown is a lovely colour that's designed for foliage, that kind of thing. There's some natural brown. And that's it. That is how I would load up the palette. Now, at the minute, the palette looks very clean. Very tight, but over here, I've got a palette that I've actually had quite some time. So let me show you. This one's probably 5 years old. It's been, if not more. I've not cleaned it from my last adventure, but you can see how the palette would actually look when it's been used. Now, the way I would use this palette is I would clean out these areas as and when, kind of thing. But I would leave this paint, some of this paint here has been in there 4 or 5 years, just keep refilling it. Because watercolour never really goes off, you just add a little bit of water to it, basically. So clean palette, give it a few weeks and it'll look like that. This paint here that's been there probably 10 days is still very much usable. So hope that gives you an insight into how I use my palette and how to add your paint. Once the palette is sort of nicely loaded up and I want to work on a picture like this, just put in a few little kind of finishing touches to this baby elephant here. How I would use the palette would very much be now whichever brush. So for example, I've got the size 6 brush here, which is actually the small super point brush, which is always a good everyday sort of tool. What I'd want to do here is, with it being a new palette, it just tends to have a bit of a coating. So what I tend to do before I start painting is take some tissue and give it a bit of a wipe kind of thing, wipe out the excess, and that will sort of take away any manufacturing residues, that kind of thing. So I know now that I've got a good chance of getting a good mix, because this is a laminated palette. It's designed especially for kind of washing out paints easily, but you know, when they come from the factory where they're made, they can have that little bit of a chance of residues and things there. Got the 2 water pots. It's always good to have 2 water pots because clean, dirty kind of thing. And if I'm wanting to make the paint in the palette here, you do not use pure neat watercolor. You lift and mix. So with a damp brush, this one's a size 6, take a little bit and the water that's on the brush just mixes in. And then that's pretty much it. If you want it thinner, if you want it lighter, because that's very much the consistency of cream. You want it lighter, just put a bit more water with it, and you've got yourself a nice light grey. I also tend to rotate the brush over the edge of the palette quite often. It makes the point more pointy, and even give it a little tap on tissue. Sometimes a bit of a rotation on tissue is quite useful. And then I can jump straight into this, and I can start to put some paint to paper, and that is again how I would do it. So I can keep jumping from palette to picture, and that's a great way of working it on. Beautiful, lovely little bits of detailing.